Hello, and welcome to Module 2. It's all about belief plans. So, I want to start with this little analogy here. You know, the lottery winners that we hear about, they hit this massive jackpot, and then suddenly they're holding all of this money that they've dreamed of. And then suddenly they have spent it all. And then they wonder why they can't hold it or they can't have any more, or where did it all go? And they get into this confusion and this mindset of like, what have I done with it all? And it leads to a depression. Anyway, it's the analogy here is it's really trying to grasp a handful of sand. And the more you try and hold, the more that slips through your fingers. And this is kind of what happens when we're starting our business. Energetically, physically, mentally, and emotionally, we start to hold on to these things, just like the lotto winners start to hold this money. We hold on to these things too, right? So, and in the beginning of our business, we can focus on ourselves and our beliefs and our thoughts. And it's really like trying to hold that sand, right? We hold so much of ourselves in this, and we get lost in our whirlwind of action and to do and all of that sort of stuff. And it can send us on a bit of a tailspin, right? We start to lose it all. So today I want to introduce to you the belief plan. It's a really simple but profound shift in your focus and your mindset. And this is especially important when you are starting your business because it will set the tone for everything that you do. When you start creating your belief plan, something really magical happens. And I notice this myself, and I know you will notice this for yourself too. We start to shift into this beautiful place where we're thinking about our clients all the time and we're creating things, and there's this anticipation of building something that we can't wait to release, and we get so into doing it for someone else. So this is what I want to share the thought with you for the week ahead. What if you thought about your clients this way all the time? What if you were excited for them to sign up for their coaching, sign up for healing, sign up for whatever experience that you want to offer in the transformation that you are giving them? And for them to witness the incredible shifts that change their lives, right? I want you to look at it from this light, and I want you to look at it like holding that moment of pure joy when all of that sand in your hands turns into this beautiful sandcastle, right? That is your belief plan. This is what starts to happen. You start to ignite the different aspect of you, and there is more joy that comes from this. So, let's get started into this. I want you to just sit with that for a moment about the lotto winners and the to-do lists and the action plans and all the things that you're trying to create in your business, right? I just want you to remember that your thoughts have such incredible power. They directly create your feelings. And since our thoughts are like 100% optional, it is really in your best interest to choose the thoughts that don't make you feel horrible, right? And I know we can all go there. Life throws enough shit at us without adding unnecessary suffering. So let's start into our belief plan, right? I want you to start to create a belief plan that is about your truth. Your truth. What do you believe? And this is the thing, and I want you to write this down. What do I need to believe today too? Right? And I'm going to give you some examples here. So one of the examples are, and I've used this 1,000 times, you've heard me say it before, all my needs are met, all my desires are fulfilled, and all my bills are paid. When I was having trouble with my money story, that's what got me through. That's the belief that I got to. Another one you could use is I am worthy of happiness. I am deserving of happiness. Everything is working out in my favor. That's a real kicker. So when you're having a really bad day and shit's not going right, everything is working out in my favor, and just keep holding that. Another example is I'm a $100,000 business owner. Another one is I'm a $1,000,000 business owner. And the other one that I want to share with you is my thoughts create my reality. So I really want you to just think about what you're believing today. Okay. So these are just some of those thoughts that could be part of your belief plan, right? And it's really around about what rings true for you, what serves you, what empowers you, right? Just like teaching someone to drive, it takes trust and repetition. You know that when you're teaching someone to drive, they will do it a million times, right? And at the end, when they get their license and they're on the car in their own, you know, you trust, hands up with the trust factor, you trust that everything will be okay, right? Think of your belief plan in a similar way. Trust and tell yourself that these beliefs repeatedly and watch your journey unfold, right? And I'm going to break this down into some simple steps because I know for 90% of people, making money is the problem, right? It doesn't have to be this complex puzzle that we make it out to be. And it's not about missing pieces or secret formulas. It's about our brains making it seem complicated when it really, really isn't. So, step one, simplify your money making mindset, money making belief, right? Again, we tend to overcomplicate it with thoughts and we think that we're missing some crucial piece of knowledge. But the truth is, our mind has created this confusion. So I want you to shift that today. I want you to start thinking from it's complicated to it's simple, right? You know the 3 steps that you do need to make money in your business. Meet as many people as possible. Tell them what you do and make an offer. That is your simple steps to making money. That is it. There is nothing else in between. So look at step 1. What am I believing today around making money? Step 2 is the belief plan. Now, this concept was a game changer when I learnt it from my mentor when I was becoming a life coach, and it has seriously been my secret sauce ever since. And I do go into moments where things aren't working for me, and then I pull myself out of it because I come back to that belief plan. I found and I find still that a lot of people get caught up in their to-do list. They fill their day with things that they need to do, websites and course creation and actions that are not making them money, right? It will lead to money eventually, but it is not creating money now. And this is where our thoughts create our results. And this is where your beliefs will also create your results. So, step 3, shifting to belief. So, rather than planning your actions based on what you think you should do, I want you to think of and craft your belief plan. Think of this belief plan as the foundation of all of your actions that will go moving forward, right? Build your business on these core beliefs. What are your values? What are your desires? And move in the belief system towards that. Because when you approach your tasks and decisions from this belief driven perspective, the actions that you actually take become more purposeful and they really become more aligned with your goals, right? It's about being in that mindset of the person who's already achieved this for what you're striving. Now, you've heard me say that this is going to be my first $100,000 year, and it has been a journey of believing. Even when the money wasn't there, even when there was moments that I looked at my account and there was $58 in there, or I've looked at my launch and there's been nobody coming, I've had to really shift my focus into that belief, into simply believing that I will make money in a fun and easy way. Because when I meet as many people as possible, when I tell them what they do, and when I make an offer, people will come. And that is what I believe. right? I believe now that I'm a $100,000 earner, and I'm actually changing my belief strategy now from 100K to $1 million. So I just want you to understand here, when you shift your focus, you create your belief plan and you really do start to create your roadmap to success. The next crucial piece of growing your coaching and healing business, and I've noticed again from working with clients and myself, that one common pattern that happens is that we get busy. We get busy just to feel like we're being productive and feel good. But what happens here is it becomes a never ending quest to check off tasks from your to do list. It becomes so caught up in that hustle that we forget what really, really matters here. And this is our service. This is our identity, as we are here to serve with purpose. So I want you to imagine yourself, right? I want you to imagine that if you could identify someone who is confident and capable as a life coach and a healer, not a rookie, not someone trying to become, but simply the coach and healer. And I want you to start embodying this identity and carrying it everywhere you go. Because when you truly become at the core of your soul, right, it does not matter what you do. Clients will just naturally gravitate towards you, right? That is the magnetism that you have when you embody and really, really take on this identity that I am. So I want you to take a moment and reflect. What is on your to-do list right now? What do you believe that you need to do right now to make money in your business? What's been nagging at you? Is it that website? Is it that first live video that you haven't done? Is it like the niche that you're still thinking about? Is it the program that you're trying to create? I want you to think about it, because what I really want to say here, it's not saying that you shouldn't have this niche or the website or the program and start doing that. They are super, super important pieces of those puzzles and building the foundation in your business. What I'm saying here is don't use them as excuses to procrastinate on making money. Okay? When you spend all your time on tasks and actions that don't align with believing that you are a coach, it's like driving a car in the opposite direction to your destination. Right? And I know, I've been there. I've gotten, there are times where I've gotten lost driving. And depending on my mood, if I've missed the exit and know that the next exit's like 6Ks away, it might bring me to tears, right? It's incredibly frustrating. But at the same time, and I did this while I was away visiting my son for his pass out at cadets, I went way past the exit. I had to go and do a U-turn and come back and get off at the right exit, right? It's incredibly frustrating. It's time consuming, but this is how we get caught up in that thinking of, oh my God, this is right? I want you to start looking at, what do I need to believe? And in that moment, I think I sat there and went, oh, well, it just kind of happened. I was too busy getting distracted. I was off with the fairies thinking about something else and totally missed my exit. But this analogy here, exactly what happens when coaches get burnt out, frustrated, overwhelmed, and anxious. It feels like you are never going to reach your destination. It feels like you've been driving in that wrong direction for way the fuck too long. So I'm going to ask you again. Imagine your life is that highway and you've missed the exit you need to take. The exit of belief. The exit where you are fully embodied in that identity as a coach, as a healer. I want you to just imagine that for one moment. And then I want you to imagine that you've missed that exit and the next exit isn't for 20 kilometers away. And then you've realized you've got to do a 40K round trip to come back to where you are. Right? Don't allow yourself to get overwhelmed, frustrated, anxious, burnt out because you have gotten distracted with doing all the busy things and missed the turn off. So I want you to shift our focus And instead, like I said, instead of getting lost in those tasks that keep you busy and leave you where you do not want to go or do not want to be right now, which is making money as a life coach and making money as a healer, I want you to commit today to believing that your identity is that of, and insert what you believe, right? This is your truth, remember. And this is where that magic really happens. It steers us in the right direction. It makes the journey really enjoyable, fulfilling, and successful. Okay. I really want you to trust the process here. Back yourself always and watch clients naturally become magnetic to you. Right. So I want you to just little ponder on this, right? Today, what have you done today that have contributed to growing your belief, right? What have you done today that contributes to growing your belief? Did you attend a networking event? And while you were there, were you boldly telling 20 people that you're a life coach and you're making offers? Or were you doing something that gave you the confidence to um, do something that was growing your belief? Right? Perhaps you did that live stream, and when you wrapped up, you've had this moment of realization where you're like, oh my God, I can actually do this. That was fun. Oh my God, this was so good. And you want to do it tomorrow, right? That's just enough. That is enough for you to believe that it's possible, right? And you start to go, oh my God, I can actually do this, right? And yes, there will be times when you have taken action and nothing happens, nothing changes, and you go, this is the moment where you get to flip the coin again and start re-believing and recommitting to your belief, right? And I really love to hear from you. So don't forget to put those moments, share your breakthrough moments inside the chat. I'm doing my first live stream today. Can someone join me? Or I'm going to a networking event today, right? I want you to put them in there because they are a big deal, right? And we want to celebrate with you that because it can be that life changer that I was explaining, right? Going to these networking events, doing live videos, and introducing yourself, offering something to people are just not random activities, right? They are intentional steps towards shifting your identity. And this is the magic. You could attend 1 million networking events, but if you never grow your identity, if you never believe that you are truly, truly a business owner, that you're truly a healer, and that you're truly a coach, nothing will change. So let's get clear on the purpose here. The purpose of going out and meeting as many people as possible and sharing what you do and making an offer, right? The goal here is to embody that new identity. Because the more people you meet, and especially the more that you don't know, the more confidently you start to show up, the more you'll start to believe this, right? And when you consistently start to show up and you start to help people, right? And giving them value and making offers, it means that you are truly embodying what you are doing. And belief plans are just a continuous process, right? It's a continuous process. And I don't care if you go on Facebook and do a network meeting, or if you go into a live video and do a network meeting, or if you go into a Zoom room, or if you go into one in person, it doesn't matter. What truly matters is how you're identifying yourself. So take a look at your to do list and ask, is this to do list going to change how I see myself? And if so, fantastic. But maybe you just need to shift something today that's really going to help you believe better, right? Start to trust yourself more, start to back yourself more, start to feel more confident, right? Just don't keep yourself busy, right? Because those actions alone do not create the results you want. It is the belief, it is your thoughts that hold that power, right? And look, don't get me wrong, you can absolutely take action with sheer willpower, determination, motivation, courage, right? You can push yourself to do these things and you'll probably get a shit ton done. But the thing is, if your mind, your belief, your soul, your emotions, your your aspects of soul, right? Your four bodies, spiritual, mental, physical, and emotional. If they remain the same when you are taking these actions, you will find yourself later on doing nothing. Nothing will be happening because no money will be rolling in. You won't be getting out there because you still believe that you're not good enough, right? Money does not start flowing until you shift into the person who gets paid, sorry, to work with your clients, plain and simple, right? And again, you have to believe. And going out and doing those 3 simple rules of making money will get you clients. It's been proven over and over again. So you've got to get out there and you've got to take some action, but not just any action. You've really got to do the things as if you are the person who believes that they're doing them, right? So remember, I've said in the past, you have to believe it first in order to see it. It's not going to come first and then you believe it. You have to believe it first, right? And this is where the secret sauce comes in, right? You've got to become the paid life coach, the paid healer, right? This is the shift, this is the shift that you need to make, because once you've embraced that, you're taking actions as that paid coach, as that paid healer. You are doing the things the way you would approach them when you believe. So, what do I need to believe today to? And then I want you to fill in the blank. Become a life coach, be a $100,000 healer, someone who's fully booked out, that all my worthiness matters and that I'm deserving of the amazing things in my life, right? I want you to start thinking, and I want you to write this down. What do I need to believe today to, and then fill in that. I want to give you an example. So you're working on your website when you don't have any clients, can feel like a real drag, right? I hate fucking websites. And it's like trying to build a house on shaky foundations, right? You don't know when your next person's coming in, but yet you're putting it out there and you're building it and you're building it. So picture yourself now different, flip the coin, right? You have a whole bunch of satisfied clients, a message that is clear, a really deep understanding of what you do in your coaching practice. How much easier and how much more fun would it be to create your website now? Right? And again, I'm just going to reiterate this one last time, that it's not about staying busy with the tasks. It is about shifting your belief and becoming that person who is getting paid to work with clients. Trust the process, back yourself, and watch your business flourish. Yeah? I just want you to take that on board today, right? This is where that real transformation happens and success follows. So, what is your belief plan? Please put it in the chat group. I'd really like to know. And if it's the same one for a week, that's okay. If it's got to be a different one, that's okay too. All right? Toss your to-do list out and follow your belief plan, because you will get better results. Right? So instead of putting in the chat, went to a networking event, posted on social media, finished the website, right? Figured out my niche. What if you created the plan, right, to make money today? Not in 6 weeks, not by the end of the year, but today, in this very moment. Right? I want you to wake up in the morning and think, what do I need to believe right now to sign a client today? Go to this networking event, right? I just want you to look at, what do I need to believe today? And consciously nurture this belief throughout your day, right? Take action that will continue that belief of, yes, it's working. Yes, it's working. Yes, it's working, right? Take the example of the website. When you're brimming with confidence and you believe in what you do, the process is so much quicker to complete, right? But when you don't believe in yourself, you don't believe in your service, you don't believe in your clients, nothing changes, right? Because you're sitting there in that wrong part of the coin, right? And when you give your to-do list significance with no thought of how the outcome will come, right? The results won't show up either, right? So with this belief plan, shift your focus from what you believe you need to do to make money to what you think, to what you need to think to make money. Right? This is the one thing that holds people back from making money, is that they believe that they are not life coaches, right? And I've said this and I'll say it again. The key to making money is your thoughts. I am a life coach and people pay me to coach them. So with that belief plan in place, I want you to now look at it as an action plan. Measure your daily productivity, measure your to-do list with your belief. Right? Have I strengthened my belief today? Right? Measure your productivity based on whether you have strengthened your belief today. Right? Whether you coach yourself, whether you get me to coach you, whether you have your bestie do it, it doesn't matter. The beliefs you are actively working on, the thoughts that you are intentionally choosing to become, is the person who signs clients. Right? It is essential that our brains it is essential to note that our brains tend to convince us that we believe something even when we don't, right? Some people have told me, oh no, I've worked on that, I believe it now, right? But they haven't measured the productivity of that belief to create a tangible result, right? So how do you know if your plan is taking effect? You will notice that suddenly people are reaching out to you going, I'd love a session. Suddenly your engagement starts to grow. You will find yourself showing up with super amount of energy. You will start to feel aligned to the directions that you are being guided to from your intuition, right? I want you to start following that belief plan. Okay? Just start to notice when you start to track your beliefs and make it tangible, what starts to work. Right? So write it down daily, review it, right? Consider this as your to-do agenda for the day. Establish a measurable result that validates your belief in those thoughts. For instance, inside my Ignite group, the aim for my very first Ignite group was $2,000, right? And I followed that intuitive nudge and I had to believe it. And I put the work in with my thoughts to believing that it happened. And I actually surpassed that by another $2,000. So it became a $4,000 launch, right? And when you set your monthly goals, that's part of your belief plan, right? Because this is where you're headed. This is the direction. When you have an intentional goal, right? When you set a goal to achieve and you incorporate your belief plan into it, magic does happen, right? It creates a better scenario than what you could ever believe. Okay. So, one last thing to remember is that you cannot solve a problem with the same mind that created it. So, if you are self coaching, ensure that you're doing it from the standpoint of who do you want to become while addressing these thoughts that are currently holding you back. So, reach out to me, use your hot seats, use your weekly Q&As to start asking questions, getting clear on what it is that you need to do, right? And as much as I'm a self-coach at the best of times, But I just want you to look at it from that different standpoint because, like I said, you can't solve a problem with the same mind that created it, right? Something needs to change. Okay, now let's wrap this up. And I want you to start making your belief plan. Making your belief plan from today. What do I need to believe in to become in order to whatever insert you are adding, right? Do this as part of your homework. Try it for a week. Try it for a week. Throw your to-do list away and start to create your belief plan, right? So, given that, I do have some homework for you. And homework number 1 is create your belief plan. What are you believing today, etc. Homework number 2, I should say, is question it and be willing to be wrong about it. Even if you ask yourself, am I willing to be wrong about this belief? Am I willing to be wrong about this belief? And if you're willing to be wrong, great, change it. Right? The idea here is to show you your belief, your truth, no matter how small it is. Because when you get to the core of it, when you truly believe in your heart, right, you can start to set in motion those profound changes. So, what are you willing to be wrong about those beliefs so you can shift faster into the ones that are better? Right? Keep questioning it, keep asking the question, and it does not matter. There is someone else who has struggled with the same belief. And just know that you're not alone in this, right? We've all been here, we've all done this, right? But when you practice it over and over and over again, you start to believe it a little bit more. Your brain doesn't know whether it's true or not. You're telling yourself it's true or not. So practice it, right? It's like training a puppy to go to the toilet, right? When you're training a dog, right? They just want to go pee on the carpet or on the floor or on the mat or in the bed or wherever they go, right? And you actually have to redirect them outside every time. So the next time that they do that pee, they're going to go again, want to go on the carpet until you redirect them outside. And you're going to have to do this over and over again until it becomes automatic. And then they go, oh, actually, I need to go outside to wee now. Right? This is the belief system. When you redirect yourself enough, you learn to do what the puppy does. Just go outside and do the thing, right? Our thoughts automatically want to go to this place, right? This to the belief that we're thinking for so long. And if you can just redirect with practice, that's how you create those new neural pathways, right? That's the neuroplasticity that your brain has. New beliefs to think that become more natural so you don't have to fight them every single day. So practice. Okay. All right. So that is your homework. I want you to start creating your belief plan. Be okay with your belief plan being wrong. Put implementation into practice, right? I am going to have a networking event today, right? Or whatever it is. I want you to start bridging that gap between what you currently believe and what you really want to believe. Because when you do, it becomes really fun and really natural. So we have a responsibility as coaches and healers, right? We have this service responsibility. We are here for a purpose. And when we don't believe in that enough, we sit on the sidelines and we stay invisible. So, what are your belief plans? Let me know in the chat. Love to hear from you. And until next week, I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.